Waiting on somebody to comment and say something so that I'll know that you can hear me. And wow, there's no like viewers showed up yet. Oh, there's one. Can you hear me, Stink Finger? Hello, hello. Who can hear me? Two, hey, okay. One, all right. So real quick, if you saw the title of this, um, I'm just going to answer questions real quick about that Houston FBI video. So if you guys have looked at that video and you have some questions, now's the time to ask. And I know one that everybody has commented about, or frequently have commented about. I'll answer right up quick. Is why did I submit to a pat now? At the time that video was made, I had a case pending, and I had been charged with not turning around and subjecting myself to a pat down quick enough um, when a deputy told me to. So that's what that was about. I went ahead and let him pat me down, just so when we're in court, we can say, look, here we go. He let him pat him down. Blah 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 blah. And yes, the other good thing about it is it takes away their ability to say, oh, well, we don't know if you're armed or not, which in Texas, it's not a crime to be armed. So it doesn't really matter. It's just them being stupid, and it's just typical. Thank you, Kim Sims. Thank you, Lenley Lang. Yeah, it's an old video. It's from 2016, late 2016. That's the Houston FBI video, which is posted right before this one. Did anybody else have any questions about that video? Hi, Big O. Actually, I've been back several times. Hi, WTT. Hey, WTT, let me see if I can give you a wrench. I'm using a different device tonight. Add. There we go. You should have a wrench now, WTT. Let me see what we got. No, I do not know who the Price channel is. Don't really care. There you go. Thank you, Paul. What was the delay in posting? That video has been posted on News Now Houston for several years now. I'm just spreading I'm giving you guys an opportunity to look at some of the older videos, because what happens is they get lost in the YouTube shuffle. Yes, they did. One of them did pull a weapon. Do I carry ID when I'm out doing audits? Normally, no. Every once in a while, I'll screw up and get out with my wallet in my pocket and forget about it. But generally, I do not carry ID. Anyway, this video was originally on News Now Houston, and because it's so old, there are a lot of people on this channel that have not seen it. And so by reposting it here, it gives you guys a chance who have not seen it, to see it. And the guys that have seen it, you get a chance to rewatch it. Yes, I'm in reruns. But more important is that it gives me a chance to now come back with a follow-up, like I'm doing right here tonight, and answer any questions that you have about that particular audit. Hi, Bev. How you doing? Hillbilly Hackleberry, I see you. If you think that was bad behavior, go look at my El Paso FBI video. Cranky David videos. I try not to be there. So Justin Pulliam, how you doing, Justin? I have not seen the Freeman video about the militia in Rockwall. I'll go check it out. Text me a link, Justin. Reruns are good because you get to see where we were and where we're at. there were no actions taken against those agents for any kind of infraction because they didn't really break any rules, other than being stupid in a no stupid zone. The civil case against Rufus is still pending. Hi, Anthony. I've been to Gulfport. I've got some videos in there. Go search Gulfport, Mississippi, and you'll see News Now Houston there. All right, time to stand. I try not to go, Derek. I try not to go live anymore because there are people that that are trying that would do a number of different things. One, if they're in the area, they might come and try to hurt me, which is why I began going armed when I used to not do that. Or two, they call the police department and tell them who I am and what's going on. Daryl, yes, the FBI does watch those videos. Matter of fact, there are people in the FBI that watch every video I put out. Hello, Fusion Center. The FBI has representatives from Homeland Security that are at every location, and they do keep track of me, as we're finding out through discovery in my current criminal case. They keep a very sharp watch on me. There's going to be trolls out there saying, oh, why do they care about you? What do they care about you? It's really simple. Look on YouTube at how many News Now affiliates there are. Look at how many people on YouTube, even the ones that aren't associated with a News Now affiliate, that use the catchphrases that I do. Is that a misdemeanor or felony? It's all propaganda. Etc. so forth. People, for whatever reason, and I don't understand it, there are people out there that actually like me and follow me and think I'm some kind of really good auditor. And, personally, my opinion is I'm just a guy with a camera. I'm just a regular guy. There's a guy from Colorado Springs that called me earlier, and he's like, oh, my God, you answered your phone. Well, yeah, it's my phone. Most people that call me, I actually answer. I don't see all that other stuff, but, it's out there. And so that makes me a threat to the entrenched in power. And I have been very successful at exposing tyrants in the government and exposing crooked cops. And that makes me a problem for them. And so they love to watch me. Thank you, Johnny. And Justin, I am not famous. Infamous, maybe. Infamous is probably the better word. But I am definitely a problem for the powers that be. And, they don't like people that are popular because that makes them dangerous. Because that means people are listening to them and following them. And when I put out information, like I'm working on this Fusion Center video. When I put that video out, how many of you ever heard of Fusion Centers before I came along? Nobody was talking about Fusion Centers. I think Jeff Gray did a little bit. But now you're hearing about it, and it's getting airplay. And Justin Pulliam, if you're not subscribed to his channel, you need to go subscribe. But I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the chat as we go as well. He's uncovering all kinds of stuff about the Fusion Centers. So you guys, as you get to know about it and understand how they work and what they're supposed to be doing versus what they're doing, we maybe can make some change. And the people in power don't like change. They get back. So that's an issue for them. So yes, they watch me. I'm buffering a lot. Romula, it's all still in flux. And for those that don't know, Shell in Deer Park initiated that. And Deer Park PD, who is in the pocket of Shell, ran with it. If you check my live stream from yesterday, you can get more of that information. More questions about the FBI in Houston? Oh, here we go. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down, guys. Let's see what we got here. Am I concerned? Kansas City Bob. I'm not concerned. They're going to do, YouTube's going to do what they're going to do. Unlike Black Label, I have not removed all my content. I'm not hiding anything. I'm here. I believe in what we're doing. And, I'm not going to just try to save my channel because then I can turn it into a gaming channel, or I can turn it into some other kind of channel and keep making up, and it will stay up. Thank you, Keith, and whoever the other one was. I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. Being throttled. Yes, actually, they are throttling the News Now Houston. They have basically shadow banned it. So it's not getting as much traffic as it used to. So you guys are, it's a good thing you're over here. So for those that don't know, this is my son's channel. ODX. Yeah, he's running. He's running. That's what he's doing. He's scurrying like the rat he is. But you come to this, if you come here and you want to make videos, if that's your deal, more power to you. But be honest about it. Be honest about it. Don't come here and say, "Oh, I'm all for the movement," and not be. Justin, I'm not a legend. I don't gotta stop that. You're gonna give me a big head. Locksmith. I'm sorry. A lot of times I do these little quick live streams. What I'm gonna start doing is posting. If I post like this FBI video or an older video, what I'll do is I'll come back and give you guys a chance to ask questions, about what I did, how I did it, why I did it, and and I'll answer them. Who is my favorite YouTube channel? It's going to be Honor Your Oath, which is Jeff Gray, and Justin Pulliam, which is Justin Pulliam. No, the FBI never said sorry. Now, one of the times I did go back, the PIO that was assigned at that point, they've changed their policy there. The agents are not supposed to come out and deal with anybody outside the gates with a camera. The PIO is supposed to come out and deal with them. And that has been my experience since that happened. Anybody, Pineville, the case is pending in federal court, and the appeal is pending in their upper courts outside Pineville in Alexandria. The crazy, that is Teresa, and she has, for the moment, kind of quit. I believe that she may have been contacted by the Galveston County District Attorney's Office and warned. I don't know. The Harris County District Attorney's Office is actually got something working on something else. Sorry about the squeak, guys. I've got a little electric fireplace, and that's what that's coming from. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody want to know anything about the FBI in Houston? Oh, News Now Dallas would be number 3 as well. Yes, I have worked with News Now Dallas, and he's good. He's really, really nice guy. I actually thought that was a backup channel for Jeff Gray when I first came across him. He's really good, and he's got a sense of humor is unbelievable. You just have to keep track of his stuff. If you're not subscribed to News Now Dallas, get over there and subscribe. Love that guy. Leak Science, thank you. Yes, targeted citizen. The fusion centers are not supposed to be monitoring people because they're activists. Okay. What they're doing is you hear these police officers on the street calling auditors sovereign citizens. Okay, they're doing that because then the fusion centers can monitor us. You then fall under their policy because you're some kind of terrorist or potential terrorist. Okay, whereas if you're just an activist, they're not supposed to be monitoring you. Again, I'll be covering all that in that video. But I am the farthest thing from a sovereign citizen that you could probably find. I've always said that, you know, I support the government. I don't support acts of violence against people. I have in the past anyway. And so, you know, I'm not anti-police, but, you know, if you want transparency in government and you want crooked cops to be held accountable for their actions, they're going to label you a sovereign citizen, and they're going to have the fusion centers all up your tail. That's what's going on. So, like I said, I'll get into all that when I do the video on the fusion centers, but, you know, the short version is it's crooked cops perverting the system and misusing the system to harass people that stand against crooked cops. Johnny, I have a couple of different options for body cameras. Most of the time I use a GoPro Hero 2 on my chest. Other times I do have a GoPro Hero 6, which reminds me I've got to upload some footage for Justin. And I also have, if you see it on my hat, it's a Mobius that I'm using. Hillbilly, I don't have any other updates on the Tuttle shootings. Have I put any heat on Art Acevedo? I no longer support Art Acevedo, and I have called him out on stuff over and over again. You know, my opinion is that he has been caught in a number of lies about where he was when they finished off Dennis Tuttle, and you know, that's it. Any updates on the Border Patrol that searched your van? Yes, the Border Patrol investigated themselves and found they did no wrong. Unfortunately, you know, the Border Patrol is unionized, and there's no accountability in the Border Patrol. They do what they want to do, and nothing happens. Need a new radar video? Okay, I'll see if I can get something up for you. DOQ, there were no complaints about these officers. They really didn't violate any policy other than just being stupid. Audits do not whatever. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. It seems like my connection is faltering, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Y'all be safe. Thumbs up. And I'll see you all again soon. Have a nice night. And graphite. There you go, Willie Pete. Good idea. I will see you again soon. Y'all be safe.